cute, huh? Different setup.
This is like a cute date too.
Oh my god, stop. Do you want a case?
Yes.
Oh my god, not me trying to eat already.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey guys, what's up?
Welcome back to our sister series, you guys. This is episode 10. This means that we've been doing it for literally 10 weeks straight. That's a record. I'm proud of us. High five, sister girl. If you guys don't know, 1 week is on her channel, the other week is on my channel, just so both of our channels get some love. But like I did say in the sister series, I do have a lot of friends, and I feel like that made me have so many good memories and like a really good childhood. And I feel like I was more like the rebel child between me and her growing up, because if you guys don't know, my sister was a teen mom and she gave birth to a baby boy.
I know that sounds really bad. We're saying that you were the rebel child, but I got pregnant. But in reality, I did get pregnant, but I was a really good kid. She just did a lot of the
crazy stuff. So today we're gonna get into a lot of the story times that I did while she was a mommy, fresh mommy, and while we were growing up, and just crazy stories, you guys, because they're like the funniest.
We just have a lot of good memories, and our childhood was really freaking fun. So yeah, we're just gonna get into all the crazy
juicy stories. But first, girl, let's take a bite. But we do have some spicy noodles here, so we're gonna get into a bite, girl, because we are starving.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a different video this week. We are eating on this episode, girl. But what better?
I love these episodes.
Me too. What better meal to eat together than noodles, huh?
Literally.
Cheers. And I'm using a fork because I'm childish. Oh my god.
And we also have some cucumbers right here. If you're not eating cucumbers with your spicy noodles, what are you doing?
They're hot.
You think?
Yeah, so we got the Buldak, the black bag, but it's the light version, so it's like 40% less sodium and like 28% less calories, but they taste really good, huh?
Yeah, the flavor on these are really, really good.
Dang, so where are we even gonna start? I feel like we gotta take it way back, girl.
Yeah, just to give you guys a little backstory, I did live with my dad from 3rd grade up until sophomore year. So this whole entire time I was living with him. Karina was living with us too until you got pregnant, right?
Yeah, I want to say a year before I got pregnant, I actually moved in with my mom. I went to a whole different school in like a different side of town, I guess. So I was really far. My sister was living literally her best life. She made a lot of friends and was just out doing like the whole typical teenage years that I didn't really get to experience. So she was out all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was living with my dad up until a year before I got pregnant, and you still stayed at his house, right?
I was still living with him. If you guys don't know, we have a very strict dad. Like, he, especially growing up, he was super strict, super by the book. Like, you can't be out past this time. You need to come home at this time. Like, he was really, really on our ass. I look like a nun.
Well, honestly, he was just like the typical Mexican dad.
Very overprotective, and especially he had 3 daughters, you guys. Like, he was like
you
super.
You can only imagine.
Yeah, he was super overprotective.
I don't blame him though, because imagine having 3 daughters. Like, I'd be the same way.
Having a strict parent, I know you guys know that. Like, I felt like I was kind of in a bubble, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Not that I wanted to go out and do like bad stuff. I feel like because he had me so tight knit, I wanted to like go out and have fun and explore. The times he did let me out the house and like let me go with my friends, I took advantage. Like, I would go and like I would smoke weed, have fun.
She was drinking at like fucking 12.
My first drink was with you, so what is that to tell?
But we were at home.
But I was like super out all the time. Like, in my neighborhood, I had like a lot of friends that lived by my dad's house when I was younger, so like we would all meet up at this spot, like smoke. It was just like a really good time. But
she was out being a hood rat.
I was out being a hood rat on the street in the corner. It's like, as much as I was like going out and like leaving my house, I wasn't going out to like meet up with boys or like hook up. Yeah, I was literally going out to just be with my friends, and they were all girls, and like smoke, have fun at her house, and then I would go home. Like, it was never like that point where I was like, exactly. I just want to make that disclaimer, girl, because my first real relationship and like anything and anything was with Aunt.
She is not a hoe.
No, I'm not.
I am. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Cynthia is. All jokes, guys. All jokes.
After you lived with mom, you moved in with your
Baby
the
daddy?
boy's dad. Yeah, I was gonna say baby daddy. But while she was living with him, my mom moved closer to my dad, like my dad's side of town. So that's when I would go and actually visit my mom more, and I would go over on the weekends. And I would just go over to spend more time with her, just because like this is a time where she kind of transitioned her life and she was just a whole new different person.
It's actually really crazy that you say that, because since mom was like the not strict parent, it's kind of crazy that I got pregnant like after leaving dad's, going to mom, because she was not strict at all, you know? I feel like regardless of if your parents are strict or not, like dad was super strict, you wanted to be a rebel, but then mom wasn't strict and I still got pregnant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, enchilado? No? You're not?
I like it so much.
You haven't taken enough bites then.
Yeah, that's true. On one of these weekends that I went to go hang out with my mom, my cousins from my dad's side of the family ended up coming to my mom's house to hang out with me.
I feel like everybody kind of just knew mom wasn't strict.
Yeah, and
Like,
especially one out of the two cousins that came to hang out, she was always on some like, let's go out and do something, like let's go have an adventure. Like she was the most like adventurous cousin
and troublemaker.
So we always knew that we were gonna get into some shit when she would hang out with us.
But low-key, I feel like her childhood was really good because of her.
Exactly. Like I feel like she definitely made our childhood an unforgettable one. Like we wouldn't have done all of the things that we've done, and most of the memories that we do have is because of her.
We got into a lot of trouble because of her. But it was worth it.
But on this particular night, I remember my cousins coming over. And at this time, I was already 16. So I already knew how to drive. And my mom would trust me with taking the car, because me and my mom have a very open relationship. I used to tell her everything. I used to tell her where I was going. Like, I never lied to my mom because she was so open with me. And so
but also, if you're don't have a license, don't try this at home.
Yeah. My cousin, being the freaking troublemaker rebel that she is, she was like, oh my god, like let's go have fun, like let's go take the car and do this and that. So I was like, cool, like let's do it. When we left the house, we initially thought, because I don't know, around this time, like being so young and immature, like egging back then was fun for us. Like that was like one of the things that always came to her mind, was like, oh, let's go egging.
But you know what, a lot of kids, like not back in the day because we're not old, but kids nowadays don't do that. Kids nowadays don't even go outside and play. Like, I feel like our childhood was very much like, let's go outside, ride bikes, ding dong ditch, egg houses, toilet paper houses. You know what I mean? So I feel like our childhood was just way different than like today. So yeah, we would just be out there, girl. And I can't believe you did this that night. I wasn't there, guys, by the way. I wasn't at home being a mom.
So this night I ended up taking my mom's car, and she obviously knew that I took the car, but she had no problem with it. We, in our minds, knew who we were gonna egg, because all three of us together, there's this one particular other cousin that we have that we...
When she says all three, I'm gonna just say her and the other two cousins.
Me and my other two cousins.
Yes.
Yeah. We all didn't like this cousin. I still don't. Well, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care for it. Out of sight, out of mind. My mom lived right next to this person. And so we went to the store, and I remember giving my cousin like $5 or something, and I was like, get the cheapest eggs you can find, like please do not get expensive eggs. This girl came out the store with brown organic eggs, you guys. Like, she was, these are the only eggs that I could find, and I was like, okay, whatever. Good thing that it was no inflation back then, charging no like $8 for some eggs. So we got the eggs from the store, and we start like driving out. First, we like scoped the area to make sure like no one was outside, and like,
well, you didn't do a good fucking job.
Shut up. I did know. Okay, so when we first got there, no one was outside. So I think we threw our first round, and then we like go and I park on the side, and we like duck. At this point, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's just go, because I was scared. And obviously, I'm the one who's driving. Like, at this point, let's go like throw them randomly, you know?
East Side girls.
But my cousin was like, no, like, let's get our last, like, lick in. Like, let's do it and waste all the eggs on this one person. And me just being like, okay, like, let's do it, like, whatever. So I go, and my dumb ass parks the car in the front, you guys. And
in front?
Not right in front. We're like across going again. We threw eggs, and then we ran to the car, and we ducked. Because at this point, we heard them open the door and come out. And at this time, we're like literally talking to each other, and we're like, do not get up, don't move, like you guys better shut the F up, like this is no freaking games, right? And so we're in the car and I hear my cousin's mom like talking loudly about the car. Like, whose car is that? Like, that car's never been here before because they've lived here at this place for years, like ever since we were babies.
Yeah.
So when we hear this, we're like, oh my God, like we're in the car and we're like, oh my God, we're fucking caught. Like, what are we doing? Like, and my cousin's telling me like, go. And I'm like, I'm not getting up right now.
Just went.
I'm not gonna get up though because girl, I'm so scared. Like I should have gone, but I was so scared.
I feel like if you would have left, you wouldn't have got caught.
Okay, anyways, we hear them get closer and closer. So now they're coming to the car and they're like trying to scope out the area and stuff. And I could see like the lights shining.
Wait, did you guys duck under the seats or what did you do?
Girl, I'm like all the way. I'm in the driver's seat.
Where the pedals are at?
I'm where the pedals are at. Like I'm like scrooched down where the pedals are at. One cousin is in the back laying down on the floor, and then the other cousin is like where I'm at, but on the passenger side. And all we see is like the lights coming to the door, and they're like pounding, like, open this door, like open loudly. Like his mom is going crazy, you guys. Rightfully so. Like we just like vandalized their house.
I did not know that.
No, she's like pounding, like, open this door. She doesn't know it's us at this point, right? Mm-hmm. So then
that's crazy.
I know I'm like now I'm like going back to that day and I'm like, oh my God, we're so crazy. Let me just take a quick bite.
Sorry guys, quick little break. Alea's actually sleeping in my sister's room, so we have to make sure she's good and all the good stuff.
Check on her. Okay, this next part's really juicy, you guys, so let me take a quick bite because what? I was like so they have their flashlights like on the windows and they're like trying to see. And at this point, my cousin, the one that we egged his car, he was like, we call the cops already, like the cops are on the way. And at this point, skit's over. Like, get the fuck up. You're gonna be in trouble. Like,
y'all are dumb. I would have still left, like driving down the street trying to make sure I was ditching the cops.
We tried. So as soon as they said the cops are coming, I instantly get up and I'm like, I turn on the car and I'm trying to leave at this point. But as soon as I get up, they're like, it's Bree. And then they see my other cousins. They're like, it's Bree, cousin and cousin. Like, they're telling, like, each other and communicating with each other, like, who's in the freaking car. So as soon as they know it's us and I freaking see them, I get in the driver's seat and I turn on the car and they're like, you're not leaving. Like, you're not leaving. So she stands in the front. So I'm like, okay, you're going to stand in the front. I'm backing up. But then as soon as I back up, my cousin, he runs in the back and like they're blocking me in. Like I literally
ran them over.
No, you're either gonna get in trouble for egging or you're gonna get in trouble for egging and killing somebody. Like you can't do that. You go run somebody over. So as soon as the cops roll up, we basically have
this story is good.
We stayed in the car until the cops came, and unfortunately my mom didn't have a license at that point, so she couldn't pick me up even though it was her car. So we had to call my sister Cynthia. So my sister Cynthia came and picked me up with her husband, and like she brought her kids. So it was like this whole like.
No, that is so fucking true because I was with Cynthia. I was actually with Cynthia. Wasn't it like 2 a.m?
Yeah.
I fucking remember because I was with her and she woke me up. She's like, Karina, Bree's in trouble and all this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck did she do? You know, I'm over here. Guys, around this time, I was legit just being a fucking mom. And I would never go out. So I'm like, what the hell did this bitch do now? Like, oh my God, that was crazy. I remember I was with her.
Yeah, so long story short, they didn't end up pressing charges. The cops basically let us go, but we had to have our parents pick us up and take us. I think Cynthia ended up taking just all of us. And then her husband like ended up driving the car back to my mom's house. But yeah, you guys, it was super crazy. It was a really fun night and like good for memories, but do not recommend. Don't do this, especially to family. And if you're gonna do it, don't get caught. No, just
if you're gonna do it, drive.
No, literally. But yeah, it was a really good experience. That was like one of like the most like, it's like a core memory for me.
And
now.
You were kind of like grown already, so you definitely remember that.
Yeah, I was literally 16. Like, girl, what are you doing?
I feel like we only have a couple memories of like with me us doing bad shit, you know, because I was always at home. But I do remember when, I don't know if at this time I was living with dad or I would just come over and visit. But again, we were like with the same cousins. I feel like we had a really good childhood when we would all get together. We would just do some fuck shit. And I feel like since we were kind of grown already at this point, we were like already teenagers. my dad would always leave the house. Like, he would go out and have fun, or he would go hang out with his friends. And I remember this one night, you guys, he went out with him, his brother, and like a couple other people. Oh my god, I can't believe we used to fucking do this. We used to literally, you guys, do not try this at home, but we used to literally be smoking weed like at 13, 14 years old in my dad's backyard when he would leave.
That sounds so bad.
But honestly, you're smoking weed too. Like, at this point, sure. This shit was riding on my asshole. Around these years, we would always smoke weed. And when I tell you guys, we would find any freaking way to smoke. We were like crackheads. But it was actually Nicole who started this. She was like, oh my god, you guys, I can make like a pipe so we could smoke. So she would make freaking pipes out of foil.
It's literally a crack pipe. Like, she would literally like take foil, wrap it around a pencil, then make a bowl on top.
Yeah. Typically, a lot of people would do it like from apples or fruit. This
A
bitch
water
did it
bottle.
with foil. Yeah, and I just remember us going in the backyard, getting so freaking high, and like, that was a crazy night. I feel like we would do that so much, but Dad never really cared. Not that Dad didn't care, but he never caught us.
Yeah, and I remember there's one time he actually did smell it, but we kind of just blamed it on him because my dad smoked all the time when we were younger, or he always had it. So the smell was always around. So we'd be like, what do you mean? Like, that's your stuff. We don't smoke. Like, I'm not high. But we would always, literally, we would always get away with like little stuff like that because I feel like my dad was so gullible and he would believe us as like little girls.
I feel like since we were at home, I think that's the least thing he would expect, you know? Is us smoking that at the house. I mean, I feel like that's better than like going out to smoke like you would. You would literally be at the corner of the street smoking weed.
That sounds bad. I was literally
It is bad.
When I would do it, I was with one friend. Is that bad still?
It's so much easier holding the plate. What the hell is wrong with me?
Mm-hmm. Another really core memory I feel like that's like I'll never forget is we call it Mr. and Mrs. Peaches, which was like an older couple that lived with my mom's house. So just like she would come and visit me at my dad's house, I feel like I would go and visit you at mom's house when you lived with her because I wasn't living with you guys.
This was probably a year before I got pregnant, so I was like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
Grown as fuck, but we would always find a way to have fun, especially when like our cousin would come over. This is a cousin that is a rebel cousin, and I feel like every time we would hang out, she would always find like something to do. And I remember
we were always down for it too. Like,
yeah, we were always down. When she had came, she was actually living in Florida at this time. Mm-hmm. And when she had came for like the summer.
So one night, Karina and this cousin were hanging out, like just them two. And I remember them going in the backyard and there was like an alleyway in the back of my mom's house. And you guys seen them one day through the window, like a very old couple. And were they having...
Okay, so they were old, you guys, but I don't even know if they had like kids or maybe their kids were out of the house and grown. But they would always like be kissing on each other and very like in love.
With the windows
romantic.
open.
Windows open. So we were like, what the fuck? My cousin again was like, hey, like we should go check them out. Like, fucking perv, you want to see them having sex? That day we had went up on like the wall where that little alley is at. And when we went on that wall, you guys, when I tell you this old ass couple, they have to be at least like 60, 70 years old.
I feel like 70.
Yeah, they were both naked and it was a scary sight, y'all. They were both naked, but they were so like romantic and intimate that they were literally all over each other. And
that's what y'all get for not minding your damn business.
Long story short, you guys, me and my cousin literally seen them fucking, and it was crazy because they just had like everything open in the like middle of the day, and they just did not give a fuck. But honestly, I'm trying to be like them when I'm old. But yeah, I remember my sister came over like a week later. We decided that we were gonna ding dong ditch them. And I remember my cousin going up first and running, and like they didn't come out. And then I remember Karina going up, they didn't come out. And then my cousin was like, no, like Brie, you go, like third time's a charm, like they're gonna get out. Like that's how you get caught.
That's exactly how you get caught. And it was me going up there like a dummy. And I remember being like, okay, like I'm gonna go. And
monkey
so
see, monkey do.
I ended up going to the front door, and I literally kind of see them, but I'm like I can't back out, like they're gonna think I'm a pussy. So like I literally kind of see them, and I ring the doorbell, and they're like, hey, and then we run, like we're booking it down the freaking street. And I remember us hiding behind like a car, and so they come out. They ended up not finding us, and they go back in their house. And then I don't know what we thought in us, that we thought like, okay, let's go get eggs and egg them to mess with them more. You guys, like this couple was so peaceful and so happy, and
They were just trying to flirt.
and we were just trying to interrupt their good old grand time that they were having. But we ended up grabbing eggs from my mom's house. All three of us, literally, you guys, like we all probably had like 2 eggs each, and we're like, boom, boom, boom.
If the lighting is off, I didn't bring our ring light that we usually use to film.
And my little light died, so you guys are gonna
get a different vibe.
Yeah, but it's okay. So we're throwing the eggs, and we're like, boom, 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 like straight off, and then we're running. But at this point, they already kind of are on edge because we went to their house so many times. So
like, why did we keep fucking
like
with the same
exactly
house?
But they literally, you guys, like they both came out, but we're running. So how my mom's neighborhood was set up was there was a park, and it was like a skate park, like a little water park and thing, and with like a playground. So there was like 4 or 5 different parts to this whole entire park. So when they come out, we're running. They're like, run, like let's go to the skate park.
And
like,
we remember hearing them screaming like down the street, like they're freaking
like, we're gonna get you guys, like the cops are on the way. So we're like so freaking scared at this point, but we all ended up running to the skate park and hiding under like one of those like the bridges. Hills. Yeah, it was like no one was gonna find us. Like it was super enclosed to where you can't see us from the outside.
But before, like, so when we were down there, we actually called my mom. We were like, Mom, like this is what we did. And my mom was actually like not only super cool, but she was low-key down for us every single time. And she was like, where are you guys? Like, what the hell? And she was like, this couple just knocked on my door. She was like, have you seen these kids? Like, they just egged my house. And thank God we dropped a freaking egg right in front of our house, because my mom was like, no, but these assholes like try to egg my house. Like, there's an egg right here too. Like, where the hell are they? So my mom was pretty much playing the part because she knew that we were in trouble right after we called her. So yeah, my mom's just on the phone with us the whole time, and she's like, where are you guys? Like, you guys are so freaking dumb.
She's like, the cops are out here. She was like, they already talked to the cops. The cops are in the neighborhood looking for you guys. Like, you guys need to stay put until I give you the okay to come out. She was like, I'm gonna go get you guys. Where you guys at? And we told her the exact place that we were at. And as soon as she goes, you guys are gonna have 5 seconds to run to my truck, and you guys are gonna get in. You guys are gonna get
an expedition. So
yeah,
she had the trunk that literally lifted up from the back.
She literally opened the trunk at the park, and as soon as she told us, she was like, jump in. So we're all running, and we all jump, and she closes it. And when I tell you guys, my mom is like the coolest freaking person, because she literally saved our asses. There was literally like 3 cop cars patrolling the freaking area. And I remember, since they were next door neighbors, the people were right here, and my mom's coming up. She's like,
and there's a cop outside their house, because they were obviously the ones who called it in.
Yeah, and so my mom's running up, like going up her driveway, and she's like, you guys better stay down. Like, there's a cop right there. Like, I'm gonna kick your guys' asses. Like, saying this stuff. And she was like, as soon as she closes the garage, we all start busting out laughing, because it was the most like craziest experience. The cops were literally there, and I remember us going inside, and the cops coming back to my mom's door and asking like if she's seen anything, or like what happened. Like, damn, they got you too. Like,
mama's trying to play the part. Like, she honestly is a real one for that, because what the heck, not a lot of parents are like that. But I feel like the balance between like dad being so strict and like mom being chill, it's like we had a really good childhood.
Yes,
but that was so freaking fun. I'll do it again. I'm just kidding.
You're like, I'll do it again.
You're like, you're
50.
You're like, you're about to be those old people. Oh my God, like going back to that is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. It was so much fun though. Like, obviously, like me being an adult now,
you're like, wow, you're stupid.
I'm like, wow, you're stupid. Even like going out and smoking and like drinking, doing all that stuff, like, why would you even do that, you know? But
honestly though, I feel like knowing everything we went through, I would low-key much rather, like in today's society, I would much rather have my kids like do the shit we did, because genuinely we weren't like horrible like druggies and all this stuff.
And our parents knew about everything. At least mom did.
I mean, I don't know if you were a little bad, but I'm just kidding.
I feel like a bad kid.
You were.
I feel like a bad girl right now.
Well, honestly, I feel like from the east side, you weren't that bad compared to a lot of kids.
I think the worst, literally the worst thing I did was smoke weed.
And who doesn't smoke weed?
And like my mom knew. I don't smoke weed now.
Yeah, no, me either. I'll be fighting.
You be thinking cancer. No, just kidding.
Oh my god, we should literally tell that story with sis.
I'm so down.
I feel like that'll be such a good story time, dude. I drink the juice. Look, I'm gonna say. Hold on. Wait, you ever did this as a kid? You do this now, huh?
You don't? You don't do that? Well, I'm not gonna get your saliva right there.
Why not? You want a kiss? She's like, turn the cameras off. You guys, I have a really good, juicy, crazy, embarrassing story time that I went through with Cynthia, our older sister. If you guys want to hear about the time that I got super freaking high and thought I was dying, aka was trying to box my sister, let us know because it's so freaking juicy and hilarious. I feel like we'll probably have my sister on a sister series pretty soon and we could talk about like those crazy stories, but yeah. I can't wait for that because that one's really... I feel like it's super embarrassing, but it's really funny.
I feel like it's not embarrassing because your body wasn't used to that.
Well, okay, it's not embarrassing now, but I feel like in the moment I was so fucking embarrassed.
Hell yeah. Like second, third, fourth hand embarrassed. So after me and my cousins egging our other cousin, after that I had moved out of my dad's house and went with my mom. And this was my sophomore year. So... during this time, I remember I was talking to somebody that was like not a good influence at all. Not that I was like under peer pressure or that I was stupid enough to do the things that this guy was doing, but he was just like a really bad kid. And I remember... I feel like if you were easily influenced though, those are the type of people your parents don't want you to hang out with. Hell yeah, but I just had like a really good head on my shoulders all the time. That's a good kid.
No, you were. I feel like every kid goes through that and it just kind of depends on like how much and like how you do it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you were a bad kid. Cynthia did.
Yeah, so Cynthia, I remember like being an overprotective like sister snitch.
She was the worst one though. Like I feel like out of all of us,
Cynthia was actually the worst kid, worst experience and what did I say?
Worst experience?
What did I say? Like she's done the worst.
She's done a lot of
She's
shit.
done the worst things that like out of me and her combined
times 10.
But she was the one who wants to be all snitchy and stuff. But anyways, long story short, I was talking to this guy at the time. And I don't know if she did her research or what the fuck. She was just a stupid older sister.
Okay, don't get mad on me. I feel like honestly as an older sister, she already went through that stuff and she wasn't really bad anymore. She was trying to get her life together to where when she would see it through you, she'd be like, oh no. Like
because she thought I was hurt. Like she thought I was trying to like do that stuff. But I was never like that, you guys. Like when I tell you, I'm going to repeat it again. I have always been a really good kid. I literally never got into shit. I was never around boys like that. Like I was literally just having fun, living my best life. I guess Cynthia's seen me hanging around this guy. I don't know if she did her research or what the hell. I don't know if someone told her. I don't know how Cynthia found out, but the guy was like really heavily involved with pills and like all of that stuff. And Cynthia telling my dad, she was like, oh my God, Dad, like, I'm just telling you this because, like, I'm worried just in case, like, anything were to happen, but Bree's hanging around or talking to this guy. This is literally her. Bree's hanging around this guy who does pills, and I'm just afraid for her safety, and I just don't want her to do it because you know how those, whatever. She got my phone taken away and all of this stuff, and, like, I didn't know, like, when I was younger, like, I couldn't express to them that I wasn't that person to like do that. They just thought I was like young and dumb and like I was like monkey see, monkey do. But honestly, she dodged me from a big fat bullet because if she never did that, like I would have, literally, who knows? So I guess whatever, you're kind of cool for it.
Dad actually got you in trouble. Like he was like, no, you're grounded, you're not going anywhere anymore. He took your phone.
But he did all of this while I was living with my mom. So like, you're really gonna take away my phone? I stole the phone back.
Paying. He was paying for it though, so
yeah, he was paying for the phone. But you guys,
I would do the same thing. If you want to live with your daddy and be bad, I'm taking your motherfucking phone.
Around the same time that I got my phone taken away because of this, because of Cynthia. No, just kidding.
Because you were hanging around with that boy.
I was heavily hanging around with my aunts too, because I was like 16 and I was just like ready to have fun. I was literally living my life, you guys. Like when I tell you guys, I would go out with them and like party with them, and
she would drink and black out. And I'm gonna just say this: she was literally
Korea.
What? That's part. Like that's
my mother-in-law is gonna watch this.
It's okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Go.
No, you're not back, but I'm saying you would actually drink, and as a fucking 16-year-old, you don't know how much alcohol you could take without blacking out.
Yeah.
Brittany's blacked out. Like
yeah,
dead
that's
ass.
true.
Like you never know. And I feel like you were living your 21-year-old life at 16. That's why when you turned 21, you didn't care to do anything. But you literally lived those years of like going out and drinking and all that stuff.
I was crazy, like
when
wild.
you were 16.
Yeah, I was at a party with my aunts, and we were literally at a family party. But I remember Cynthia being there with her husband, and
they were together?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
She was like, oh, you don't like my husband? You want to break us apart? I'm going to get you in trouble.
They got together when I was 13.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm 23, girl. They've been together for a long time. Yeah. But I remember talking to them, and I was like, yeah, like, my dad took my phone away, but I took it back. Like, and I'm over here flaunting my phone, right?
Why
Stupid, in front of the person that literally snitched on me, bro. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, he can, like, he's not gonna...
my mom.
Yeah, like, I live with my mom. What is he gonna do to me? Girl, when I tell you guys, Cynthia leaves, right? Cynthia leaves the party. Not even 10 minutes later, I get a call from you. Do you remember?
Because I was living with dad.
Because she was living with my dad, and I get a call from her. She's like, hey, sis, like...
Not to snitch, but to let her know.
No, she literally called me to let me know. She's like, hey, sis, like, I don't know if you know, but dad's really mad. Like, Cynthia told him that, and I'm like, fuck!
Like, fucking snitch,
and
bitch.
I'm like, oh my god. And she was, Cynthia told dad that you took the phone back, and I'm just letting you know, like, he's mad, and we're on the way right now because he wants you to come out to give it to us. And I'm like, oh my god, like, let's go. Like, let's leave the party right now. But at this point, like, my aunts were telling me, they were like, just give him the phone back. Like, you shouldn't have taken it. Like, they were, like, telling me that it's better to just give the phone back to avoid a problem, because then he would have gone look for me at my grandma's house or go look for me at my mom's house. So it would have just caused a bigger problem. So I remember my dad pulling up and was like, I'm outside. Like, come out. And then...
Why are you mad all over again? I'm just kidding.
Oh, him just telling me, like, that he was disappointed, but he didn't really, like, yell at me or get me in trouble. I think you were kind of talking him down at the car and, like, just being like, at least she's giving the phone back vibes. Like,
yeah, not just that. I was even telling him, like, no, dad, the person that she's hanging out with, like, she's not hanging out with him anymore. Like, I was just trying to give him that story. So I was just trying to have her back on the way there. So I don't think my dad was as mad as he was when he first found out.
Yeah, and so I ended up giving the phone back, and they left, and I was, like, kind of bummed out and sad because, like, obviously I didn't have a phone. But yeah, I would, like, always go out with my aunts and, like, party with them, and there was just a lot of crazy experiences that I'm glad that I did experience, like she said, when I was, like, 16, because after this crazy point in my life, I met Aunt. And after Aunt, I literally, like, have just mellowed down, and, like, I'm a homebody now. Like, I don't smoke. I rarely drink. Like, Aunt was literally, like, the
calm to your storm.
The calm to the storm,
piece
literally.
Of her puzzle.
Yeah, so when we got together...
The apple to her pie.
When we got together, like, it was, like, a whole 360. Like, I was such a different person. But I feel like if we were to meet while I was doing all of that stuff, our relationship would not work out. Like, Aunt was, like, not the type of person to be with somebody who went without.
A really good kid.
Yeah, and so it was, like, everything happens for a reason, you guys. Like, I'm happy that I experienced all that stuff because I don't feel the need to go out now. I don't feel the need to do any of that crazy stuff. It sucks that I did it at a young age because I don't recommend no one to do that at a young age, but I lived my life and I had really, like, a lot of fun.
And you didn't turn out pregnant or cry kid.
Period. But we are thinking about doing a part 2, you guys, because me and her, like, we do have a lot of stories of when we were childhood, like, stealing hamsters and...
Oh my God. And then if we can get Cynthia on the next episode, that'll be super exciting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we didn't really grow up with her to have a lot of memories, but the ones that we do are like
good
core memories.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we do hope that you did enjoy today's sister series. It was a bunch of craziness. You guys are literally just getting the full scoop because I'm just letting everything out to you guys. I feel like you guys are learning more about us as people and like our childhood and
a deeper level.
Yes. But thank you guys so much for watching today's sister series, episode 10. We hope you guys did enjoy it. And don't forget.
Episode 10!
Sorry. You gotta be crazy with me. Crazy.
Stop saying sorry. When you say sorry, don't be sorry on me. See, I'm getting crazy. I'm acting like a Leia for real.
Guys, you need to go up there and take a nap with her. But we hope you guys did enjoy watching today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't be fake. And we'll catch you guys on the next sister series. Bye.